Hi everybody, Kevin Harned with you with another spectacular edition of Secrets of Louisville Chefs, coming to you from Bourbon Barrel Foods. Today we have the chef from Porcini with us, sharing the secrets to some irresistible food. Sea scallops with Parmesan polenta and prime pork, wrapped in bacon with fig sauce. You'll find out how to make those dishes at home. Plus, Tim Laird's mixing up his Ruby Valentino cocktail.
You know what it tastes like, Kevin.
Kool-Aid. You'll get the secrets to all of that and so much more with a lot of fun from our studio audience right now on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. To another exciting edition of Secrets of Louisville Chefs. We're coming to you from Bourbon Barrel Foods, and are you in for a treat today? In fact, we're going to learn the secrets from one of Louisville's best. His name is John Plymale. He's the chef from Porcini, and he's sharing some secrets to his favorite dishes. Chef John's culinary roots go way back to the very first restaurant that puts us on the map. That was Casa Grisanti. There, he worked with acclaimed restaurateurs like Dominic Serratori, Dean Corbett, Vincenzo Gabriele, and a new Chariot, just to name a few. Now, today, he's here with us, and he's ready to show off his culinary skills and share some secrets that we can use in our own kitchen. But before we get to Chef John, meet my co-host, America's CEO, the Chief Entertaining Officer, Tim Laird.
Hello, Kevin.
Hey, baby.
Hello, Kevin.
How are you?
How about this audience?
Oh,
They're rocking.
they're hungry.
They're hungry.
We've got a great mix of folks who are local and from out of town here today, and they are excited about the show. We're excited about the show. We have one of our favorite people on the show today.
Exactly. I love this chef. He's been on our show many times, and he certainly does a great job. One of the classic restaurants, Porcini. So should we bring him out here and get him to work?
Do the deal.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. All right. It's a great day to be in Kitchen Studio as we have one of the chefs from Porcini Restaurants, the chef. Here he is, Chef John Plymale. Hello, Chef.
How are you? Good to see you.
Hi, John.
Oh, how exciting. How many years now have you been with Porcini?
25.
Wow, how about that?
You don't see that very often.
A quarter of a century. How about that?
Thanks.
That is great. And I'll tell you what, you do a great job there, and even you change up the menu, you keep things fresh and going, and it's always changing. And tell me about what we're going to do today.
Well, this is one of two items that we're going to demo for you today. It's a pan-seared jumbo sea scallop, diver sea scallop with braised baby kales and a sweet and spicy pepper jam.
Oh, that sounds
And we're going
great.
to put it on top of little crispy polenta rounds.
So where do we start, John?
We have some fresh U10 scallops, very nice scallops, which whenever we pan sear these, I always want to make sure that these scallops are completely dry because
Wow.
it gives a real nice caramelization.
Those are good size. I like that. Did you see those, Kevin? Those are...
Yeah, and I wanted to point out, because a lot of folks heard you say U10, but that's a meaning, that's reference to the size?
Yes, it just means that there's under 10 pieces of scallops per pound. So you can see they're quite nice size for a scallop, and should be really tasty.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we always want to warm our skillet up in advance just to get a really nice sear on that, and always going to season. We're going to take a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of ground black pepper. Okay, so we're going to let our pan for our scallops get really hot because you want to get that nice sear and caramelization. In the meantime, we're going to take our other pan and braise our baby greens. And we do this at the restaurant. We offer this either with extra virgin olive oil, or I'm using pancetta fat that we render off pancetta that we cook just for a little bit additional
Now,
flavor.
that sounds delicious.
Fat is.
Pancetta. That's right. And you know what?
Fat is flavor.
That's right.
We love that. Look at that, pancetta fat. That is great. So nothing goes to waste. You
Not
got,
at all. Utilize as much as you can. So we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in our skillet for our scallops and just give that enough time to get hot. We're going to take these.
There's the sizzle. Hear that, Kevin?
Mm-hmm. You're about to smell
Drop
it.
these in there. And if you
Oh, I
look
know.
at these, they're about an inch or so thick. So you're going to get that nice sear, but you're going to cook it to kind of a medium rare on the inside. So while our scallops are searing, we're going to actually switch places here. Go high, and then we're going to take our baby greens, our kales, a little bit of arugula, some Swiss chard, a little bit of baby spinach.
So a nice little mix of greens because everything brings a different flavor to it.
Exactly. You get a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of sweetness. We're gonna, again, lightly season our greens. And we're just gonna braise these and they're gonna pick up that flavor, that pancetta fat in the greens. And these, you know, traditionally a kale or any type of mustard green or something like that takes long, slow cooking. You know, the southern roots, they kind of braise in a pan all day. Here we're using the baby varieties, meaning it's a young, tender leaf and it cooks very quickly.
Got it.
So we're going to take these, just lightly braise.
Look, it's picking up all that pancetta fat, all that good flavor. It's going to be good. This is what I call a salad. this is just add the fat.
Really
Bacon,
nice.
Pancetta.
So, and you could, you know, sometimes if I'm doing this at home, I might do some caramelized onions in it or even some pieces of pancetta too to just add another depth of flavor. I'm real big on kind of layering flavors along and
you're
all
right,
those
that didn't
flavors
take
in
long
milk.
at all.
No.
And the fact is you didn't overcook it too, so sometimes if you leave it in there too long, it gets all just mushy.
Exactly, and this maintains the nice color that you want on the greens. So here we have our polenta rounds, and this is just polenta that's cooked up with a little bit of light seasoning, some Parmigiano Reggiano's grated into it. We stir it all in, and I set it into a pan just to let it become firm. And at that point, I take a little cutter and I cut it out.
Those look great. By the way, look at that. That's that crust you want on there. You talk about the caramelization, and that's by not turning them.
Exactly.
Making sure that pan is hot, the oil is hot.
And the way, your telltale sign for that is that if you look at the scallop where it meets the edge of the skillet, you'll start to see that little amber color around the base of it, and you know that's about the time to turn it. But the secret is definitely start with a hot pan before you even attempt to put your seafood inside the dish to cook it. And some people even take it at this point, and they might, if they have really, really thick scallops like these are, they might stick them in the oven for a second, you know, while the scallop's still searing on the other side. But, you know, when you cook these, if you get a nice medium rare, almost like you would cook a steak, the scallop's excellent, you know, it's very palatable. So.
And really, it's one of those things, if you have great scallops or you know your fishmonger, you can actually eat them raw if you want. I mean, that's so don't worry about undercooking them if they're great scallops. I mean, I just love a little bit of that tender inside.
Yeah, and these, I would say 3 days ago, they're in the water. These are out of New Bedford, Massachusetts, you know, scallop capital of the United States pretty much, but nice cold water scallops. So
Wow.
I'll take the scallop, and I like just to dab off any excess fat that you have there so it doesn't make the dish greasy or oily. And you can see you get a nice sear on both sides.
Beautiful.
We're going to take our sweet and spicy pepper jam right on top of our scallop.
Nice.
I had one tump off here.
Still jumping. It was only
There
3
you
days
go.
ago it was in the ocean.
Wasn't quite ready to be cooked up.
Right.
Okay, so our sweet and spicy pepper jam, and then we're gonna take some clippings of our fresh microgreens. We're
And
just
even
going
though
to-
those are so small, they still have a lot of flavor. I mean, if you just taste one of those on its own, it's like, wow.
They are, and they're so delicate, but it adds just a real nice finish to this dish with a garnish. So we have our braised baby kales, our polenta, Parmesan polenta rounds with crispy polenta, and our pan-seared jumbo diver sea scallops, the sweet and spicy pepper jam, and our fresh microgreens.
Wow, that looks great, I'm telling you what. Layers of flavor going on.
And he made it look so easy.
I know.
It is easy when you know the secrets, right? We've got more secrets to share from Chef John Plymale from Porcini. It's prime pork when we come back on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kevin Harned. We are with a great studio audience here who's having a lot of fun learning the secrets from John Plymale from Porcini. And Mark Young is with us. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
You're no stranger to Louisville or Porcini. You say you've been there before.
Been there before.
Well, you know, I notice you're here with a great group of fine ladies.
That's right.
And they're all celebrating birthdays. And they said they allowed you to come up and take the taste.
They
Now,
wouldn't want to taste.
Yeah.
They want me to bring it back, but they didn't want me to taste.
Well, you're going to have to take a taste because this is where we realize how well the chef did, right?
Okay.
So if you don't mind, John, I'm sorry, Mark, jump in and see how John did.
Get all these greens in here.
Yeah.
Oh, caramelized, real good.
Yeah, he used the
Polenta's
polenta. I was going to say, he used the
Polenta's real
polenta
nice.
vet.
You can taste the pork in that greens. It's all good.
Good.
Good job, John.
Yeah, awesome. That is yours to enjoy, and you can take it back if you want.
Well, I better. I'll get in trouble.
Mark Young, everybody. Thank you very much, Mark.
That was great.
Tim? Yeah, see, look, and he did take it back.
He's sharing.
We have one important part of the show down. That's the first dish. We
Right.
have more dishes to come. The prime
Exactly.
pork is next, but before we get to that, you have a Ruby Valentino.
Yes, I'll tell you what, I always like to do a thematic cocktail with whatever restaurant we have in here. So here's a kind of a twist. I call it the Ruby Valentino because it has a wonderful ruby color to it. And it's one of these cocktails that's just simple, easy to make. I start out in a glass, a white wine glass, not a champagne flute. I use about 4 ounces of Corbel. And I'm going to use their sweet rosé because I'll tell you what, it's just one of those really nice sparkling wines, and or California champagne, I should say. It's beautiful. It's actually great with strawberries just on its own. But anyway, I'm going to put a little earthiness into this by adding about a couple ounces of pomegranate juice.
That's good. I like
And that gives us that beautiful ruby color. Here it is, the Ruby Valentino. Cheers, Kevin.
Cheers.
Let's see how we did.
And easy to do. I like that.
Oh,
yeah.
How's that?
Well,
Well, you know what it tastes like, Kevin.
Kool-Aid.
No, it doesn't
It's
taste
good.
like...
It's that good. I
No.
mean, like,
Let me tell you what it tastes like.
another.
Another.
That's really good. It really is.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I really feel like, all right.
A third.
I better get the show on the road here anyway. Chef, this looks great. Tell us about this dish.
This is a dish that we did originally probably about 15 years ago and had overwhelming response when we specialed it from year to year, but we decided to put it back on the menu just as another variation to have a pork dish on the menu. Prime pork fillet. We have a pecan smoked bacon that we encase the fillet in, and then we have a Camarena fig sauce that we make for the base of it. And this pork, it's so simple to prepare. Brining is the longest part of it, obviously, just because it sits inside that brine. But we take the bacon, and you could take any bacon you want. This is a pecan smoked bacon, and it just adds a touch of nuttiness to that in pork fillet. And so we just take it and we'll fold it over, wrap it, and then I have a little plug here. I'll usually stick a plug into it, and I'll put one on the other side just to keep that bacon in place until it sears on the grill. So we'll lightly salt and pepper this. And then we'll throw that onto the grill here in just a second.
All right.
We're going to start with our sauce. Here we have our saucepan, and in our saucepan we're going to put some unsalted butter.
We're off to a good start.
Definitely.
Really, that's about all we need.
alrighty.
Yeah,
we
we're
reduce the fat on the
Need a
pork so we
glass.
can put a little bit in our sauce.
Sure.
Okay. And this particular dish, it's a Camarena fig sauce. Okay. And the Camarena figs are brown Turkish figs. The Aden Valley of Turkey. Nice Mediterranean climate. The soil conditions are right to have a very sweet fig, and that's a really nice one. You could use a black mission fig, like a California fig or any other fig, but in this case, we're using a dry fig. It's real conducive to doing the sauce. If you did a fresh fig, it has so much moisture in it, it would just kind of bleach out in the sauce and make it really runny. So we're going to start off, we have our butter. In with our butter, we have some minced shallots, and we're going to just stir those shallots in here and let them brown slightly.
Let them marry up a little bit and get a little...
Yeah, and this is one of those sauces. It's really better the second day that after it's had time just to sit overnight maybe and let those flavors kind of meld together and harmonize a little bit. So all you're doing is lightly sweating these shallots, and then I have a bay leaf and some fresh thyme that I'm going to put in there. I like to put the thyme in there with the onions and the butter so that that little bit of heat from the butter can kind of extrude the oils out of the fresh thyme and let the flavor go into the sauce really nicely.
Wow.
Okay, so we have brandy and we have Madeira. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna add both of these into here, stir it. And if we didn't have such a high-sided pot, it would probably flame and burn off a little bit of the alcohol. But we're going to add in, and you can see these
I mean, that's why this is a different color, because usually, again, I think of the mission figs or whatever, that deep
really black, right,
purple,
or dark purple.
and these are
Yeah,
very nice.
and so
Okay.
these Turkish figs, light brown, and you can see that this is what it looks like in a dried state. And all we've done at this point is it has the stem end. We just remove that stem off of there and then slice it to expose the inside of the fig. So we're going to stir those figs in here with our brandy and our Madeira. And then we have two components. We have a pork demi-glaze, and it's nothing more than a brown pork stock that is cooked and reduced by half, 50%, to cause it to thicken up and just concentrate those flavors. And along with that, we have Espanol sauce, just a basic brown sauce. And then, in the meantime, we have our pork fillet. We're going to take just a little bit of olive oil.
Both sides?
Yes, both sides. And I'll just coat it and just kind of try to dab off any excess. And then we're going to go
Hot grill.
Right to the grill.
right on.
All right. While that is grilling and while the sauce is rendering, we're going to take a quick break. Let me remind you as we go to break that you can be a part of our studio audience. They get to take a taste, and so could you. It's as easy as going to mintjuleptours.com. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harnett, and we're coming right back with John Plymale right after this with more Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Foods. We're here in our kitchen studio, and we have a great audience and a great chef, and that is a perfect pairing to find out about some great food, isn't it, Tim?
It is. It's a perfect pairing. And I'll tell you what, the chop was grilled off, so we're ready to go, ready for that plate up, our favorite part.
Right. So you took the chop, and does it finish on the grill, or do you finish
you
it?
can finish it on the grill if you want to. Those chops that I have are so thick.
Yeah.
What I do is I'll just get nice sear on the grill on both sides, pop it into the oven, and let the oven kind of finish off the cooking, and then bring it back out. Is where we are now.
All right. So through the magic of TV and the commercial break, the chop, the pork, which looked great, is in the oven. The sauce is rendered, and we're ready to see what it looks like.
Definitely. Okay, so we're gonna start off with our plate. I have a little bit of fresh radicchio. We're just going to add a little color pop to the plate itself.
Oh,
and
that's just ridiculous.
I knew that was coming. I almost said it. I was like, yeah, that might be a little too cheesy, and then bam.
I'll let Tim do that.
we're gonna do some fresh thyme too.
Yeah.
All right.
Just needs a little time, Tim.
Yeah, it does. It's about time.
Okay, so take a little bit of the sauce, and we're gonna put it down on the center of the plate here.
Oh.
You know, if you reduce it just a little bit longer, it'll become a little bit more viscous, a little bit thicker, and get that nice flavor profile. So we have our Camarena fig sauce, and then our pork coming out of the oven.
Beautiful.
We have that seared pork
Are you
fillet,
kidding me?
and then I made a couple of little Beauregard sweet potato cakes to go with it.
This looks incredible. Awesome job. And again, Porcini, you have so many great recipes. I mean, you have it all. I mean, all from pork,
Thank you.
chicken, my gosh, all your pasta dishes,
veal.
fish. You've got a lot of fish offerings.
Even
so-
just if you're out for a casual night, pizza and a cocktail.
Well,
Thanks for
Jeff.
sharing your secrets.
My pleasure.
We
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
Awesome
Thank
job,
you.
Chef. This
Thank
is
you.
great.
John Plymale, everybody, from Porcini's. I'm sure he hopes to see you there. You can try the recipes at home now that you know the secrets. You'll find those on our website at newlocaltv.com. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harnett. And on behalf of all of us at B&B Productions, we'll see you next time on Secrets of Louisville Chefs.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's amazing.